Hi there again everyone, Josie here, Life at 50 and Beyond. Thanks for joining me here on my channel where you will find mostly affordable, practical, and easy DIYs. Today I have another compilation video for you that I have uploaded in the past, and I'm just putting them all together, and this is for a command center. Majority of the projects are done using Dollar Tree items. So sit back, relax, and enjoy! For the first DIY, I'll be making a memo or reminder board using these two identical wall art pieces. A small wired basket, some popsicle or craft sticks, and my hot glue gun, and a wired trash can also from Dollar Tree. First, I'm going to be removing the backing or inserts of one of the wall art frames. I'm not removing the fasteners because I'll be using them later. Next, I am going to be trimming off the wires. As much as possible, I'm saving the wires and removing the mouth opening and the bottom part of this trash can. As you can see, I am using a wire cutter, but later on I will show you also that you can use the sharp scissors from Dollar Tree, the green one that you can find at the kitchen or even the garden section. Here I'm cutting the seams where there is a thicker overlap, and I'm cutting at the center of that. Using my empty frame as my guide, I am folding to the correct size my wires. And then I am going to be cutting the piece that I am going to be using. Next, I am going to be trimming the piece that I'm going to be using as close as possible to the size of the frame, leaving enough material so that I'll be able to have enough for me to connect the two. And how I'm going to be connecting this is using the fasteners that I didn't remove from the frame. I'll just be inserting each fastener to the hole of the wires in a position where everything is covered, and then I will be folding the fasteners to keep the wire in place. And here's a close-up for our visually impaired viewers so that they can see. That's how I put them and fold them so that they can hold the wire together. Just using my fingers. I don't have any tools that I'm using, but be careful. If you want to wear gloves, please do so because those wires may be sharp. And then I'm going to be trimming the sides, anything that is showing or protruding, any excess. Now I'm using my sharp scissors. Like I mentioned earlier, this is from Dollar Tree. This is my favorite scissors. It can cut through anything. And then I am going to be hot gluing some areas like this one here at the corner because there is no more fastener there. So each corners I am putting some hot glue. I'm putting a generous amount, making sure that they don't ooze out to the front. It can be as ugly at the back, but as long as it's not showing up at the front, then I'm all good. And then here it is. Now I'm putting them together. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to be able to use this. I can use it where it is vertical like this, or I can use it horizontally as well. And then I'm going to be connecting these two pieces together using hot glue. Now please also keep in mind, you can also use epoxy, E6000 or super glue so that you will have a stronger hold. Just connect the two bottom of the frames, and then I'm using my popsicle or craft sticks, applying hot glue to reinforce my connections. This way they will be stronger and they will not fold. And then for the back, I didn't move the hanging hardware, but you can do so. I have decided to just use the handle of the small basket that I showed you earlier, because this way it'll be looking much better and it's kind of high-endish. Just applying hot glue again. You can use E6000 for a stronger hold, but for me, hot glue works just fine. And I just connected it this way. And I'm done. Now I'm going to be using my decorative paper clips. These ones I got from Michael's long time ago. They were like 50 cents on sale. They were a pack of 4 for 50 cents, I believe, or for $1. I like that each one has a theme of photography or a camera. This is how I'm going to be using the top part. I'm going to be using it as a memo or reminder board. I'm just using this dry erase marker that I can easily wipe off with a clean paper towel or a dry erase eraser. And here at the connection, because there was some glue oozing out, I used a grosgrain ribbon in a complementing color, black and white, to embellish. And I also embellished the top with some faux flowers there. And the small basket where I removed the handle, I used that to hook up to the wall, and it becomes like a catch-all for some of the memo cards, as well as my eraser and my marker. I love how this one turned out. Perfect for my command center. Now for the next DIY, this is a very simple DIY. I'm just going to be using a 3-compartment acrylic condiment tray that you can get at Dollar Tree. Now you can either spray paint this any color you like. It'll be great probably with just pure black, and then using this contact paper from Dollar Tree, I'm cutting 3 sections in equal size so that I can decorate the bottom of the tray. I left it clear because sometimes I like to see it from afar what's in it, or from the top what's in it. That's why I didn't paint, but feel free to spray paint yours any color you like. So after I cut or trimmed the first one, I'm using it as a template to guide me for the other 2 pieces that I'm cutting. And then I will be connecting each piece to the bottom part of each compartment or section of this tray. So this is going to be like a valet or a catch-all tray. It'll be perfect for our command center or for any entry hall table. This is where we can put our things like car keys, a small purse, some coins, and whatnot. Now I have this wooden kind of like chalkboard. I got this at Ross a couple of years ago, but I think they sell them also at Dollar Tree. I think they come in a set of 3 or 4 at Dollar Tree. Even Target Dollar Spot or Bullseye Playground also sell them for $1. And this is a perfect way to pull the theme together and to label each section. So I was thinking labeling it in our names, one for each, my husband and I, and then our daughter. So each one of us will have our own section. I love simple DIYs like this. It doesn't even cost me $3 to make this. So it's just an example. You know, here's the car key for my daughter's car, and in the middle I'm going to be using it for my wallet, so the middle is mine, and on the left one will be my husband, so he can place his car key or watch there as well. For the next DIY, I'll be using this 11 by 14 black frame from Dollar Tree, this Live Love Eat placemat also from Dollar Tree, and 3 of these paddle cutting boards. I will also be using a couple of designs of contact papers also from Dollar Tree. I love that they complement the colors, and I'll be using this time an E6000 for my project along with the hot glue gun and scissors. And I'll be using my pencil to trace so that when I cut the sign to size, and these 3 pieces of hooks that I also got at Dollar Tree, I think they come 5 in a set for $1. Now I'm using the backing or insert of the picture frame as my guide. I'm making sure that I do not cut the letter L from the top part, and I'll just do my cut at the bottom, making sure that I don't also cut any letters, just the image or the bottom image of the spoon and the fork. And then just using my sharp pair of scissors, I'm just trimming it to size, like so. And then I'm gonna be inserting it, and it's gonna be the front piece that will be on display on this board or picture frame. I'm just making sure before I put it that the hardware for hanging is on the top. I love this one because it's so simple, it's neutral, and it goes with the theme. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna be gluing each of these hooks. And first, since the hooks have hook at the bottom, in order to connect it, it'll be easier for me to do so with the frame upside down so that I can see where I'm doing it. And I'm using just that one skinny basket from Dollar Tree to raise it, but you can also use books to raise it. And then I'm just gluing using my E6000 and a combination with hot glue to connect all of the 3 hooks. So I'm first doing it on each side. So first on the left and then on the right. And the reason why is so that I can have the center point even, because I am just estimating this. I'm not really measuring anything. As you can see here, I am just applying my glue on the top or front part of my hook, and then I'm just estimating again which one is the center, and I did that for the 3rd hook there. And then I will be drying this up. In the meantime, while I dry it up, I'm gonna be decorating each of the 3 paddle boards that will go or hang in each hook. I am using 2 complementing designs of contact papers to decorate my 3 plastic cutting boards. And here is how I kind of measure them, because there's some indentation or kind of border there. So I am just marking it with my nails, and you can use any sharp object just to trace that indentation, and that will be my guide when I cut. And then I just cut it or trim it to size. And then after cutting each piece, I am just adhering each one of them to my paddle boards, like so. So I have decided to use 2 gray and white lattice work style, and at the middle I'm using the black and white florals. I love how they turned out. Next, I'm using clothespins. I'll be attaching 1 clothespin to the handle of each cutting board. I'm just using hot glue. I didn't use my E6000 because I may change my mind later on and use this for another project. But for now, hot glue works, just making sure that they all lined up. And here it is. I love how it turned out. So those clothespins will be able to hold the paper that contains the menu. So I have 3 sections there, 1 for each meal of the day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I love this a lot because this is really very functional. For the next DIY, I'll be using this pizza pan from Dollar Tree, and then some leftover floral contact paper that I cut to the size of the inner part of the pizza pan. And then I'm going to be using my leftover ribbons to hang this on the wall. And this is how I'm going to be making it. about probably 12 to 14 inches of ribbon. I split it in half, and then I am just adjusting the height to the desired height for which I'm going to be hanging it to the wall. To be honest, probably you can leave it as just one piece instead of splitting it in half. As I was rewatching this again, I realized that I didn't need to split it in half. And it was possible that I was gonna use it for another form of hanging, but see, I connected it again with glue, although it's straighter that way rather than it is kind of like twisting. And that's probably my main concern there originally, because it may twist and I don't like it to look like it's twisting. And then I'm just going to be decorating the top by creating a simple bow. And then I am going to be attaching this bow to the top center of where the two ends of those two ribbons connect. And I'm using hot glue again here. I have this magnetic photo frames. I'm just choosing the one on the left, and the other one I'm saving for a bonus project towards the end of this video, so please stay tuned. Now this one, I like the style a lot because it complements the style and it's about family. I use it to hang our photos, and I can change it for each season. And love it a lot, and I can even add more magnets there, but I kind of want to make it look so simple and clean, not too busy. So for the top part, I matched the other one. As you can see, I put more faux flowers there from Dollar Tree and even a fake butterfly. This one here is another easy or simple DIY. It's hardly a DIY. I'm just adding my leftover ribbon to match the style. And this is a calendar that I got at the school supplies section of Dollar Tree. As you can see, this was from August 2018, because this video was from August 2018 or towards August 2018, I believe. So I only inserted probably around 18 inches long or 24 inches long, and then I am just going to make sure that when I create a bow, that the decoration or the print is showing. And here it is, my command center, and I've used this, and it is a very functional command center. Let me explain to you, because I added some more stuff there that are non-Dollar Tree material to kind of put them all together and so that they're more functional. So I'm giving you extra ideas and tips here on how we use the command center. You may be wondering what a command center is for. It is actually for your home, either for your own personal use or for your family. And depending on whether you are married or you have children or how many children you may have, a command center is a way where your family, you and your family, can stay organized, stay on track of the schedule. So the calendar will work well, especially when we want to make sure that every one of us are in sync with the schedule. So this is perfect again for a busy family to stay on track and stay in sync. Even in this day and age of electronics, sometimes it is still best that you can see it on the wall, and then you can all huddle and meet up as a family and talk about the schedule. Now here's another tip for you. I'm using this 3 compartment galvanized organizer, wall organizer that I got at Home Goods, I think for $24, and I used the top part for coupons so that we can just grab this piece here. This is an accordion style organizer. They do sell accordion style organizer for envelopes and coupons at Dollar Tree. This one is from Daiso, and I think I got that for $1.50. Daiso is a Japan Dollar Tree or dollar store. At the center or second compartment here, these are the important files. For example, this is where our warranties for our appliances are, probably a copy of our home warranty, and important telephone numbers or contact information for our area and for our close friends. I don't put anything too personal there like home insurance or whatever. We have another spot for that in our home office. But I bought this accordion file folder at Dollar Tree, and they come in different colors depending on your style. Now the third or the bottom part is for our outgoing mail. So at times we need to kind of mail a big folder or a big item, but it's flat, it will fit in there. So I really love this a lot. It is really functional. And here it is, my catch-all. This is where we put our keys, and there are some items here that I will show you. Like for example, this one, I bought this piece, and this was made of coconut shell from the Philippines, and I love it a lot. So I brought it home after our trip, and that is a matching candle or tea light holder there. So I like to pair up a little bit of decorative with the practical items that I brought home as a memento. That coconut shell can contain candies like mints or even coins. Although this 3-compartment catch-all can already contain any loose change. Here's another decoration that I got from Dollar Tree, and the color of some of the letters match the color of the coconut shell and also the candle holder. You hold the key to my heart. And it's perfect for the car keys, right? And this plastic oval or oblong tray, I decorated the center with the leftover contact paper to match what I have on the wall. And those 2 books are from Dollar Tree. I removed the sleeves or protective covering, and then I just used it to elevate my tin can vase that I painted. I actually bought the vase from Ross, and I didn't like the decoration, so what I've done is I painted it in chalk paint or white paint. And then I put some fake flowers or silk flowers from Dollar Tree. And this French Market crate, wooden crate, was $5.99 from Ross. They come in different sizes, but I chose the middle or the medium size, and it's the perfect size for my DIY acrylic organizer, where I use the napkin holders and then the butter holders or butter dish from Dollar Tree. That was a project that I created also, that is a charging station. So now it is more decorative. You won't see this plastic. It can be corralled in this crate. Now I'm gonna be linking it in the upper right hand corner with an iCard so that you can see how I put together my charging station. And this is where we can put our cell phones as well as our chargers and batteries, etc. And that video will show everything that we've used it for. I love this. It's functional, and again, the crate is gray. It's made of wood, so it matches the design or theme of this command center. So I love the way this place turned out, and I could change it, embellish it for the season. That hello wooden sign there on the top is from Target Dollar Spot from that same year. I think I purchased that for like $3 or $5. And the H for home was from Dollar Tree. And the runner is also in blue. Now I have a couple of bonus items here. Now you may be wondering, you don't have a big wall, you don't live in a big space, you probably live in a tiny home or an RV or a dorm. Can you have a command center? And my answer to you is yes. So for the first project for the small space command center, I'm using this easel or this stand. They come in different colors like black, silver, and gold. And what I'm doing here is I'm just stretching it because I am going to be creating or assembling something where I can use as a memo board. I have attached a small chalkboard that I got at the school supply section of Dollar Tree to a plastic paddle board. And here I'm showing you that I am also kind of molding or adjusting the size of this one. kind of like a form of a dress where it has a waist. And then that's what's gonna be hiding behind my paddle board. And I'm just gonna be connecting it with hot glue as well as E6000 to ensure that it doesn't unravel or disconnect, because hot glue alone will not be sufficient. As you can see, again, like I said earlier, it can be as ugly or messy at the back. Don't worry, it will not show at the front. So I'm just using some leftover E6000 here, and voila, after drying overnight, that's how it turned out. And then another bow or ribbon created from leftover materials, and then I'm just using my hot glue to embellish the handle of my plastic paddle cutting board. And then I'm just using this plastic tray. This is what I call the skinny tray from Dollar Tree. It comes 3 or 4 in a pack, and this can hold the chalks or the marker, the chalkboard marker. Now for the last DIY, I'm going to be creating this one here. As you can see in the photo, I'm using these 2 placemats. I love this geometric design of placemats. This is so modern in style. So if you are staying in a dorm, if you don't really like farmhouse style, you can use this. So I'm showing here, there's a Made in USA imprint here. So please make sure when you're going to do this project that any imprint that you don't want to show will be at the back, because what I'm going to do here is making some envelopes. Okay, although Dollar Tree do sell some envelopes, I like this because it comes in the design I like. So I'm just folding it this way with maybe 2 inches or 2.5 inches overlap, and then where I'm pointing my finger at the very end of that curve there, I'm going to be marking with my pencil on each side, and that will be my mark, so that when I apply glue, I will not go past that mark. So I'm just applying it with hot glue, but feel free to use any stronger hold glue like E6000 or super glue so that it will not unravel easily. But for demonstration purposes, I'm just using hot glue, and it works well for me. It's still intact this way, and then just folding and then making sure that I press so that they connect well, and then just cleaning up any excess hot glue. And then I'm going to be repeating the same thing on the second placemat. So I'm going to be gluing the 2 together, and then I'm going to be attaching the 2 pouches together. So one of them will be underneath the other one, and then what I'm going to do is just place or apply hot glue or E6000 so that it is tougher or stronger, and then connect the bottom or back part of the top pouch, and then reinforce with more glue to ensure that they don't unravel. And that's my double pouch. In order to hang over the door, I would need to connect it to something, and I'm going to be using a shower caddy. You've seen me use shower caddies a lot on my channel. It's one of my favorite material to use. So I'm just going to be marking the bottom part of each hook, and then I am just going to be using my single hole puncher to create the hole. Now Dollar Tree sells also single hole punchers, and it's at the office supplies section. So I'm just making sure everything is lined up, and voila, I'm just going to go ahead and connect each of the hole to the hook, bottom hook part of my shower caddy. Now remember this magnetic frame? I'm going to be using this to hang memos or even reminders or even photos. So to connect it, I'm making sure that I leave about 1/2 inch on the top portion of my shower caddy. And then I'm just applying hot glue to where it will touch the back of the frame. And then pressing so that I ensure that it is connected. Again, you can use E6000 for a stronger hold, but I'm thinking I might disassemble this in the future, so I'm not using E6000. For the next one, I'll be inserting in the upper right hand corner the full tutorial on how I made this. This will contain some of the items that I can use, and these are just made of 4 empty rolls of toilet paper, and then I just put a cardboard at the bottom. This is where I can put scissors, pencils, pens, markers, and anything that I may need, or whoever's using this may need. And then here are some notepads that I can use also and place it in the skinny basket. So I have sticky notes as well as notepads. And then I just place that skinny basket there at the bottom part of my shower caddy. And here it is. So these 2 items are so functional, and if you live in a dorm, if you live in a small apartment and you don't have any wall space to hold all the other DIYs I've shown earlier, then this will be the perfect ones for you. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter if you have a small space, you can use these 2 items here as your command center. See here, the clip on this frame can be used to hold a list, like a shopping list or a reminder list, and anything, even a photo. And then on each of this tube, I use them to organize my pens, my markers, my scissors, anything that I may need before I go. And then that skinny basket will hold the extra notepads, like the sticky notes, that I can stick onto the frame to remind me of anything. And I like that it fits perfectly into the slot of the bottom part of the shower caddy. So everything that I need is in this place or centralized here. Now this chalkboard is again perfect for reminders, or maybe if you do not want to use paper here and you want to hang photos there, then you can use the board for reminders. Now here in the pouches, you can use one as an incoming or in, and the bottom one would be the out. So for example, if there's some mail or bills, you can just put it there on the top. You know, anything that came in and you don't want to open it yet, and you can just place it there. And then the outgoing mail, if you're paying your bills and you're still doing paper instead of electronic payment, hey, I know of a lot of people that still do that. They don't trust electronic banking. Then you can still put it in here. Now the hook is perfect for holding car key, or even your badge, or even your probably bus pass, or you know, train or tram passes. You can use that as well. I love it. Again, even though you live in a small space, even in an RV, this would work. A tiny home, it would work. And a shared space in a dorm, it would work as well. And also at the top, I use the metal over the door multi-hooks from Dollar Tree to keep them in place. Let me know what your space is like. Is it a small or a big one? Do you have enough wall space for a command center, or do you think you will benefit from a command center? Let me know what your favorite project is. And also follow me on my social media account, and I would appreciate it if you can also subscribe to my channel and share it to your friends. I'll talk to you again on my next video. Take care everyone, and God bless. Bye-bye!